Welcome to CognitionChunks. This is From Bone Flutes to Beats, a Musical Odyssey. With types of instruments, past, present, and future. Musical instruments. 1. Primitive instruments, bone flutes, drums, and early string instruments. 2. Classical instruments, violin, piano, woodwinds, and their evolution. 3. Electronic instruments, synthesizers, electric guitars. 4. Digital instruments, software-based instruments, virtual reality music making. 5. Futuristic concepts, AI-composed music, brain-computer interface instruments. Ever blew through a conch shell and felt like a Neolithic rock star? Well, welcome to the world of instruments. We're going from the time cavemen blew through literal bones to create the prehistoric top 40 hits, all the way to DJ Skrillex dropping the bass. Who needs Spotify when you've got a bone flute? From bone flutes to beats, a musical odyssey. The evolution. Music is considered one of the oldest forms of human expression, dating back to prehistoric times. The bone flutes, constructed from bird bones and mammoth ivory, represent some of the earliest known musical instruments. Over millennia, human ingenuity has transformed these primitive tools into an incredible array of instruments, eventually leading to electronic beats that define contemporary music. Materials and construction. Early instruments were made from readily available materials, bones, skins, and wood. In contrast, today's instruments often incorporate advanced materials like carbon fiber, specialized metal alloys, and even digital components. Musical range. The bone flute had a limited range and was likely used for simple melodies or rhythmic patterns. Modern electronic instruments can simulate a vast array of sounds, and their range is limited only by the software that controls them. Cultural context. Early musical instruments were deeply integrated into ritualistic and community activities. Modern electronic beats, while still having cultural significance, are often produced in isolation and consumed in a variety of contexts, thanks to their dissemination through digital media. Impact on society. Bone flutes were likely confined to small communal settings. Today, beats made on a laptop can be globally distributed, impacting millions and crossing cultural boundaries. Imagine Mozart shredding on an electric guitar. Jarring, right? Or is it? Violins may have ruled the Baroque era, but synthesizers have entered the chat. Time travel through the history of string instruments, and find out why Vivaldi might have actually loved a good synth pad. Stradivarius versus synthesizers, strings through time. The mastery of craftsmanship versus the democratization of music. A Stradivarius violin represents the epitome of craftsmanship, taking years to perfect and requiring a virtuoso to unleash its full potential. On the other hand, synthesizers have democratized music creation. You don't need to be a master musician to produce compelling sounds. Sound complexity. A Stradivarius produces a rich, complex sound that many believe has yet to be replicated by modern technology. Synthesizers can mimic a variety of instruments but often lack the subtle nuances of a finely crafted acoustic instrument. Accessibility. Stradivarius instruments are exceedingly rare and expensive, accessible only to elite musicians or collectors. Synthesizers are far more accessible, both in terms of cost and ease of use, allowing a broader range of individuals to engage in music creation. Versatility. While a Stradivarius is limited to the sound of a violin, a synthesizer can replicate a broad spectrum of sounds, from strings to brass to entirely synthetic tones, thus offering more flexibility to composers and musicians. Societal and cultural impact. The Stradivarius violins have been primarily confined to classical music and elite settings, while synthesizers have found a place in multiple genres, from pop and rock to electronic dance music, greatly expanding their cultural and social footprint. By examining the evolution from bone flutes to contemporary beats, and from the artisanal mastery of Stradivarius to the broad reach of synthesizers, we can gain valuable insights into how technological advancements and cultural shifts have shaped musical expression over the centuries. These case studies serve as compelling lenses through which we can explore broader themes of innovation, accessibility, and the continually evolving role of music in human society. Was this accurate? Did GPT just make up a bunch of stuff that does not exist or does not make sense? Find out next time in the CognitionChunks follow-up.